The pressure to outcompete others begins at a very, very early age. Our life seems to be structured before us in steps. From securing a place at a bilingual kindergarten, getting into a key school and then an elite university, to landing a high-paying job, conventional wisdom in China dictates that to get what we want, we have to beat our counterparts. This is education involution, a state that individuals should not aspire to be in. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be taking you along through the 3 steps that make up my speech. Step 1, illustrating educational involution. Step 2, understanding why it is so harmful. And step 3, a two-pronged approach as a solution. So step 1, what exactly is education involution? There's been a rise of the phrase involution, otherwise known as 内卷 in Chinese, used to describe academic hypercompetitiveness and pressure seen predominantly in China. But it is so much more than just a trending buzzword. It is a mass form of a social phenomenon. It manifests harshly, like pulling all-nighters to study because you see your classmates are doing the same. Or let's say you are a student who has been consistently getting A stars in math, but then you hear about another student who has been studying university-level math courses, and because of this external pressure, you start taking college-level courses too. Step 2 then, why is this so problematic? 3 layers of analysis underneath this. A, dehumanization. What makes involution unique is that it is a mass culture. There is a pressure to actively subscribe to this culture. If you find alternative ways of living that don't involve hypercompetitiveness, you are left behind by society because the only way to be accepted by others in China is by pursuing the norm. So what this issue ultimately boils down to is that from the very start, unless we go to a good university, find a good job, and good earning, we won't be recognized. And to be recognized as a person means to have dignity. What happens then is that you either conform to this culture of involution or you are dehumanized. Second layer then, it ruins the culture of education. With education involution, individuals often achieve their goals by comparing themselves with their competitors and outperforming them. This is a process that is also regarded to as upper social comparison, where external material rewards reduce a student's intrinsic motivation. Because while engaging in involution behavior, individuals pursue potential external material rewards, such as award recognition, excellent evaluations, high scores, etc. When students primarily focus on external rewards, they lose the inherent enjoyment, curiosity, and personal satisfaction that comes from learning for its own sake. Simultaneously, the pressure to constantly outperform others and secure external rewards can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and burnout among students. Furthermore, leading me to the 3rd layer of analysis, C, why it is so impossibly unrealistic. The purpose of education involution is that you have to outcompete others. This is something that you can almost never reach and never really accomplish, because with almost 8 billion people on Earth, there is bound to be someone better than you in a certain aspect. Therefore, individuals are trapped in an endless cycle of agonizing stress and comparison. In fact, the World Health Organization estimated that 54 million people in China suffer from depression and 41 million suffer from anxiety disorders. The point in which an individual has to sacrifice and trade off their mental and physical well-being in order to achieve something superficial is precisely when that becomes unnecessary and permanently harmful. Let's take a step back and examine other examples of social phenomena, like racism, crime, and weddings. Each of these accepted societal realities has had a profound impact on shaping individual behaviors as well as cultural behavioral norms. This leads us to question the single standard that we impose in promoting social development. Has our education system fallen into the trap of involution, overstressing academic competition, and neglecting the fundamental task of cultivating upstanding citizens? And if that is the case, what can we do about it? Let me introduce step 3 of my speech, the solution. Firstly, there needs to be a paradigm shift. We need to change our perception and realize that education involution is a dire problem and be aware of its harms. The reason why this issue is so prominent in China is because people only have a singular perception of success and think that there is only one path to be respected as a human being. It is to graduate from a top high school, prestigious Ivy League, and land high paying jobs such as being a lawyer, investment banker, or doctor. Now, the difference between Chinese and Western meritocracy is that in Western worlds, you can still somewhat choose to strive on your own. For instance, this looks like pursuing your passions, even if it is not the standard path of success. It looks like studying arts and humanities instead of STEM. It looks like attending trade school instead of secondary school, where you focus on learning one specific skill or area of technical expertise to better prepare yourself for a certain future industry. In other cultures, there exists the narrative that success and respect for others can be achieved through many different ways. Therefore, there's not that much pressure on everybody to conform. Hence, the paradigm shift needs to be one where all individuals in China respect one another, regardless of the path that they choose to take, and realize that there is never only one way to reach success. Secondly, and more importantly, in order to support this change, there needs to be a policy solution. The government in China should redesign and implement the education system in a way that offers more opportunities than just the standard pathway. This solution is contingent on two premises. Firstly, the idea that not every student is suited for the conventional academic path. Secondly, the need for expertise in different industries is something that will always be prevalent in our society. As in, we need cashiers, chefs, childcare workers, mechanics, just as much as we need lawyers, healthcare professionals, software engineers. Consequently, there should be more diverse options, and the government should start to train up talents for different industries from as early on as secondary school. This is precisely feasible because this education mechanism and system has been established elsewhere. In countries like Germany and the UK, around 50% of high school students are enrolled in alternative programs such as vocational training, apprenticeship, or dual education. The conclusion to this proposed policy solution is that the government needs to offer educational pathways for specific industry skills because not every student is suited for the conventional path. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to break out of this paradigm, to step out and fight for changes in the educational system. Thank you so much.